All right, so I'm going to start this video off with a bit of a statistic that I think is scary, but I'm not trying to fearmonger. I'm not trying to create, fear or like, oh my God, I'm doomed. In fact, by the end of this video, I think you're going to be really inspired by this statistic. And here it goes. I read this 2 days ago that 95 out of 100 people in North America who work their entire life, 40 plus years, they are not in a place financially where they can take care of themselves. They have to rely on government, which is never a good thing to rely on, or family. Or massively downgrade their lifestyles and basically live in poverty, or have to find side gigs and work. 95 out of 100 work 40 plus years. And you know what sucks even more, and this really bothers me, is most people work and they don't enjoy what they do. I don't care if you're a business or an employee, or I don't care what you're doing. It's like, do you enjoy it? Because if the answer is no, like, why do we even tolerate that? Now, I get it. We can get in a situation that we have to dig ourselves out and do something we don't like. I get it. But they hate it. They're undervalued, or they're just a number in a big corporation, or they're just kind of like doing stuff that is repetitive and it doesn't challenge them. It doesn't grow them. They do that for 40 years. They trade their time, they trade their life, and don't get it twisted. This rubs people the wrong way. You are giving your life up for that which you do. You're giving your life up every day for something. And the question is, what are you giving your life up for? And most people, they're not involved in something that excites them, that there's some purpose behind it. Most of the freaking corporations are just freaking... The point is, they are trading their life for something they don't even believe in, and they're trading it for something called dollars that are devaluing every single day, every single week, every single year. And they're never given the financial education or even knowledge, even the basic knowledge, which, by the way, we can blame government, we can blame the educational system, sure. I mean, we got the internet, we got YouTube. We got books we can read and get financially educated. We can't point the fingers and blame. We can look at the systems and want to change them, but the systems aren't designed to help us win. And so we have to start understanding the rules of the game. And most people, they are playing a game for 40 years. Hear me when I say this. They are playing a game for 40 years. And they still lose the game. They never learned the rules of the game. They never even cared to learn it. Like, congratulations to you that you are watching this video because you were curious to learn these rules. I watch videos like this. I read books like this. I attend seminars and events and coaching because there's always something to learn. A millionaire thinks and plays the game and understands the rules very differently from someone who's not. Someone worth $100 million plays by a whole different set of rules. I want to learn from them. A billionaire works by a very different set of rules, very different, that the millionaire may not even know. And so there's a depth to this information that you can keep mining. So I am a student of this stuff because I'm always looking at what do other people know that I don't? Hey, they're really winning. What do they know that I don't? What rules of the game do they know that I haven't learned yet? And instead of just playing the game on repeat, by rules that we don't even understand. So what most people do is they get out of high school, they look around. I did this. They look around, they see what 95% of people are doing, and they just start doing that. Oh, they're all getting a mortgage. I got a mortgage at 23. It ruined my freaking life. 23. And I was in, back then it was a lot, but $180,000 of debt. I had a job I hated, but I had to keep working it. No one told me this stuff. There was better investments I could have made. There was investments I could have made in my early 20s that would have paid me yields every single month so I could create an income, so I could get some of my time back and I could quit that job I hated. And then with that time, I could find something that I truly loved. But I got the golden handcuffs. I had the 2 car payments. I had a brand new Jeep and eventually a BMW. I had the car payments. You know, they were at 4 or 5% or 3% because they were new. Like, hey, you're making a good financial decision. I missed out on school because I couldn't afford to go to school. And I had a mortgage at 22 or 23. Just outside of Vancouver, like 40 minutes outside of Vancouver. Bought an apartment for like 200 grand, which is wild to think that you could do that back then. But anywho, and got into massive debt. And then I became a slave. It's modern day slavery. I had to clock in and clock out every day, and if I missed a couple days, I'd be behind on my bills, and now I had to make up for that. I wasn't taught the rules. And then 22, 23, 24, 25, probably around 26, I started like looking around at 95% of the people around me, basically everyone I knew, and I was like, I don't know if I want to do this for the rest of my life. I'm not winning this game. This game is, I thought it was rigged. I didn't understand that there's just a different set of rules that anyone could learn it. I was victim mentality for a very long time, very angry at government and the systems, etc. Very angry at other successful people. I thought rich people were bad, blah, 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 blah. I remember sitting, I worked on the oil rigs. I remember I was smoking a cigarette, standing with 4 or 5 other guys. One guy was like 60, one guy was 50. They're all divorced. Their kids don't know them. They literally had the worst lives possible. And I kind of looked around. I was 24 or something. I looked around and I'm like, if I don't change something, I'm going to end up like these people. Good people, like deep down good people. I just don't want that life. And funny enough, a week later or so, because we got a week off every month, I was walking downtown Vancouver. It was like 2 p.m. or something. I was walking downtown, still tired from my night shifts because we would do a week of night shifts before we came home. And I walked past a restaurant. It was somewhere in the financial kind of district part of Vancouver. There was a Porsche, there was a Ferrari parked out front, and there was what I thought were pretty successful people having lunch or like late lunch. And I just kind of stopped there. I'm like, even if I worked twice as hard right now, I'm never going to drive that Ferrari. I'm never going to have that Porsche. And I'm probably not going to be sitting around at 2 o'clock having lunch because I'd have to be at work. And I just realized that I was missing information, and that started my search. And by 30s, I had enough money that if I wanted to have a very humble retirement and just earn yields on the money that I could have invested, I would have been okay. I didn't necessarily do anything crazy special, but I learned a different set of rules. I got information that most people don't even care to find, to even search for, because they're middle class, and middle class is such the worst place to be in because you're just kind of comfortable enough to not rock the boat. And it's like, well, I could take a risk, but then I risk this little I have, but I like the little I have. And to me, just the pain of the job and the pain got so bad that I did not care if I lost anything. Maybe you can relate to that. It was the point of no return. I'm like, I don't care anymore. I'm depressed. I'm having suicidal thoughts. I'm not happy. I need to change something. And I just started learning more other information, which this YouTube channel is full of. I started learning, oh, those people invest. They don't make money and then spend it on consumer goods right away. They take 10, 15, 20 bucks. If that's all they have, they take it, they invest it. It's a muscle. Okay, let me start doing that. Oh, they all don't talk about work as if it's a drag. Well, let me find a job or a business or be involved in something that I actually love. So I'm excited. And then when I wake up in the morning, I'm excited to show up. And then I can add value to the business that I'm a part of. And then I'll get paid more. Wow, look at that. I did that. I worked for a moving company. I share this story a lot. And I just got obsessed with like the business and how it could add value. Next thing you know, I was making more. Then I had a company truck, so I don't have to have a vehicle. And I was like, oh wow, this is how it feels like when you're engaged with your work. When you want to provide value for the people you work for or with. Different set of rules. They saw. I hope something is landing. Like, just if one freaking person watches this video and is like, oh my God, the game is not rigged. There's just a different set of rules. And you start cracking open books on finances and you start learning from the wealthy individuals. Again, money's not everything, but it's pretty damn important. If just one person watches this video and is like, yep, I'm going to open a book, I'm going to start learning this financial education, and you actually become financially free because of this video, it inspired you to do something, awesome. Like my this whole YouTube channel and everything I've done from has been worth it. There's a different set of rules, and they're not hard to learn. I think what's hardest, at least it was for me, maybe you can relate, is unlearning all the bullshit that didn't serve me. Unlearning the bullshit rules that I just picked up from others who weren't successful. Like, I think about everyone I learned from ever since I entered like school. none of it, none of it was actually valuable. In fact, most of it, and I was learning it from people who they're not successful. Why would I learn from them? And so unlearning it was actually harder, and unlearning habits was harder than learning the new stuff, because the new stuff is very, very simple. In fact, let me know in the comments if you want me to do a video series on like the biggest lessons I learned, the biggest financial kind of education lessons I've learned. That there's probably 5 of them. That is probably all you ever need to actually understand about finances or monetary system. Just how the game is played by people who are financially free. Then do let me know in the comments, because I will make a video. We're running out of time here. We're already over 11 minutes, and I want to make this video super long. But I hope this inspires you. That this is if I had to break this message down, it's just this: 95% of people are failing. So simply don't listen to them. You will do better just to do the opposite. Be the black sheep. Do the opposite of what 95% of people do. Chances are very high that you'll just naturally end up in the 5% who do things very differently. 5 out of 100 become financially free. Be the 5%. And if you're ever in doubt, just look at what 95% of people are doing and be like, oh, well, let me do the opposite. You might be wrong here and there, but most of the time you're going to be right. That's literally what I did. Call me a rebel. I just would look at that's what the majority of the population is doing, and they're consuming that media, they're consuming that information, they're just doing that. Let me just do that. I'll share one last thing. I hope this is valuable. The hardest part of doing that was there was 3 or 4 years of my life where I had to walk alone. People really didn't understand me. Old, friends and people I knew would see the new me and were like, "Are you okay?" When they didn't understand I was going through a transformation. You're going to go through a period of time where people will doubt you. They're going to make fun of you. They're going to question you. They're going to be like, "What's wrong with you?" They're going to be like, "Where's the old, Lucas? I miss the old Lucas." They're going to be terrified. And they're not going to verbalize this, but they're terrified. You're rocking their boat. And they're going to try to keep you where you are. They don't do it on purpose, but they will. And you're going to have to, at least I had to walk alone. And walking alone for many is the hardest part of this journey, but eventually you start finding your tribe. It's why we built a community. It's why we do in-person events. I want to do them quarterly. It's like you will meet your people, whether that's, us and our community and our people or other communities. It doesn't matter to me, but you will meet your people. But you do have to be willing to walk alone, and maybe some of y'all can relate to that because you're probably on that path yourself. I'm going to end it there. I really hope this video was valuable to you. If you want more financial kind of education videos, do let me know in the comments below. Would love to create a series for you around this and kind of bring in the mindset pieces around it. So with that said, truly appreciate you, and we'll see you in the next video. Like, subscribe, send this to someone who you know this could serve. Let's get more people financially educated so we can not be a 5 and 95 ratio, but let's get our people into the 5%, because it's just information that's lacking and the discipline to follow through with it. That's it. That's literally it. So share this video with someone you think it could serve. With that said, I'm out of here. Like, subscribe, and we'll see you in the next piece.